Everyone sees Naruto Uzumaki as the classic story of a determined orphan who stubbornly reached his dream of becoming Hokage. But maybe we've all been wrong. Naruto's story isn't about dreams and hard work. It's about the collective trauma of the entire Hidden Leaf village. A village that consciously turned one lonely child into both a weapon of war and a scapegoat. The question is, why did Konoha, a village that claims to uphold the will of fire, commit a structured emotional cruelty against a boy who carried the very power that once saved them? To understand Naruto, we need to go back to the day he was born. Konoha didn't see a baby. They saw the Nine Tails. And even worse, they made sure Naruto felt that hatred every single second of his life. They isolated him, rejected him, and built a wall of silence around his existence. Let's look at 3 specific scenes that prove this. 1. The horrified expressions of parents when their children tried to approach him at the playground. 2. Shopkeepers who openly refused to serve him. 3. And most importantly, the law forbidding anyone to talk about the Nine Tails. That law wasn't meant to protect Naruto. It was meant to legitimize the village's silent hatred. But the worst part wasn't the hatred itself. It was the side effect that hatred created, the need for validation. That's what turned this monster child into a desperate seeker of recognition. Every silly act and prank Naruto did, from painting the Hokage monument to causing chaos, wasn't childish mischief. It was a desperate attempt to make people see him, even if it meant being scolded or punished. At the Ninja Academy, Naruto built the persona of the foolish hero as a defense mechanism. If he was always the dumbest, at least he wouldn't be the most hated. Then came Iruka-sensei. Why was Iruka so important? Because he was the first person to break Konoha's unspoken rule. He saw Naruto, not the Nine Tails. That moment changed everything. Naruto realized that to be accepted, he had to become Hokage, the ultimate form of acknowledgement. And that brings us to the core question. Was Naruto really fighting for his dream, or was he trapped in an endless cycle of seeking validation? The answer lies in his most famous philosophy, his ninja way. Naruto's entire journey, from a lonely boy to a war hero, was never about changing the world. It was about changing how one village saw him. The entire narrative of Konoha is a collective apology to the child they once despised. Naruto never truly chose the path of never giving up. It was the only path left for a child who knew that if he stopped fighting, he would once again become the hated monster. His ninja way was a forced oath, to become a hero, just to erase the shadow of the Nine Tails from his identity. Now we return to the question we asked at the beginning. Why did Konoha commit such emotional cruelty? Maybe because they were afraid. Maybe because they didn't understand. Or maybe because someone made them that way. The main suspect, Danzo Shimura. Danzo was one of Konoha's most influential figures behind the scenes. The shadow of the Hokage. He was a rival of the third Hokage and a man who lived by one principle: protect the village at all costs, even through darkness. A shinobi who became the shadow for the light, but lived too long in the dark to remember his own humanity. Danzo saw Jinchuriki not as people, but as weapons. He opposed the idea that a Jinchuriki could live freely or be accepted by society. He even said that Naruto was a weapon to be controlled, not a child to be loved. So the hatred toward Naruto wasn't just allowed, it was engineered. Danzo believed that keeping the Jinchuriki isolated was the best way to control them. So when we ask, why was Konoha so cruel to Naruto? The answer isn't that they were entirely evil, but that they lived under the shadow of a man who trusted fear more than love. Yet from that pain, Naruto learned to understand others' suffering. When pain told him that peace could only be achieved once the world felt the same pain, Naruto realized something. That statement was true, but not the whole truth. He knew revenge might bring temporary justice, but never healing. And at that moment, we finally understand. Konoha, with all its sins, unconsciously created the strongest shinobi. Not because of his jutsu, but because of his heart. Naruto was the result of emotional cruelty that should have destroyed him, but instead shaped him into someone who could forgive. But if Konoha created the wound, Iruka was the first to heal it. He was the teacher who saw Naruto not as a monster, but as a child worthy of love. From Iruka, Naruto learned that recognition doesn't always come from victory, but from understanding. Then came his friends, Sasuke, Sakura, Shikamaru, Hinata, and the rest. They weren't just comrades. They were mirrors reflecting who Naruto truly was, someone who never stopped believing in connection. They taught him that true strength is born not from solitude, but from bonds. And finally, Jiraiya, the mentor who taught Naruto that life isn't about avenging hatred, but rewriting its meaning. From Jiraiya, Naruto learned to forgive the world that once hurt him. He learned that a true hero isn't someone who erases pain, but someone who carries it without losing his heart. So if we ask, who shaped Naruto the most? The answer isn't one person. Naruto's journey is a perfect chain of cause and effect. Konoha gave him pain, Iruka gave him light, his friends kept the flame alive, and Jiraiya turned that flame into a fire that illuminated the world. In the end, Naruto Uzumaki is more than just a Hokage. He is a living monument to the failure and redemption of an entire community. Proof that true heroes aren't born from destiny, but from the will to endure rejection and still choose kindness. So what do you think? Did Naruto truly heal from his past trauma, or did he just hide it behind the title of Hokage? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Beyond Characters for more analyses that go beyond the story itself. See you in the next video.